I mean, no one saw this coming. The Celtics turning up the heat in the final 12 minutes, outscoring Golden State 40-16. That 24-point margin is tied for the largest of any quarter in an NBA Finals game, as Boston connected on no less than 9 threes, tied for the most in any quarter in Finals history. As Vince Carter is back with us. Legs, what was your reaction when you saw that?
Holy hell, what the hell am I watching right now? I've really never seen anything like that. Not that dramatic of a turnaround on both ends. Like, you can see a team that's down get hot like that to get themselves back in the game, but at the exact same time, to shut off Golden State's water on the other end of the floor, to see that dramatic of a turnaround after a third quarter in which Golden State looked like they had completely established control of the game. And I think what it really points to, and Ime Udoka hit on it with his post-game comments, this team believes, particularly on the road, there is no situation too big for them because their defense will give them time to get back into it because they're going to string together stops. And now it's a matter of, can we make shots during that time? And that's exactly what they put together. And he said, Steve Kerr said, it was a hell of a fourth quarter. Dead wrong. That was a perfect fourth quarter. You cannot play better basketball than the Boston Celtics did for that 12 minutes.
8-2 on the road. The old adage, defense travels, but they were also raining threes, which just made it so stunning, Vince. What did you think when you saw that?
Yeah, it was Jaylen Brown being aggressive early, and from there, the adjustment was to go play a little smaller, put Robert Williams on the bench and allow Al Horford to be the stretch five, to open the floor up a little bit to allow him to get downhill, because now you see Horford's ability to shoot the three. It opens the floor up. Now the bigs who are helping, you have to account for his ability to shoot the ball, because Golden State does a great job with Draymond and Looney of helping. And you can see there, Draymond was a little hesitant. It's just Al Horford. Well, Al Horford is shooting at a high clip, and once he got rolling, he was rolling, and he was hotter than fish grease. But the thing about it is the ball movement and the floor open. Brown getting downhill, either a layup or making the right play. And even Jason Tatum, like you said, Hannah, did not shoot the ball well, but he made the right plays and got the ball to the guys who were hot and knocking down shots.
And we always focus on Jason Tatum, but Jaylen Brown, 10 points and 5 assists. Horford said afterwards they saw him and what he was doing, and everybody else keyed on that.
Yeah, through the first 3 quarters, I made a comment last night. I said, man, Boston's in serious trouble if the top 2 offensive players are going to come from the Golden State Warriors. And at that time, it was Curry and Wiggins were the 2 best offensive players in the game. So you say which one of these 2 stars was going to finally get it going, and it was Jaylen Brown. And look, this is a guy that's got an electric dribble, right? And he's got so much athletic ability. If he gets certain matchups that he likes and he can get to that middle area of the floor and just elevate and starts making mid-range shots, now you've got a problem. And I just thought that his run was so critical to this team, because think about it. If he struggles during that stretch and Tatum still hasn't gotten going to that point, you still have a 10, 12-point deficit with 6 minutes to go. Golden State's going to win that game. So Jaylen Brown closed the gap, and then the role players closed the deal. I mean, that's really how that fourth quarter played out. Give him all the credit in the world for stepping up when they had to have one of those 2 guys get hot.
Vince?
Well, I agree, and I think we have to give Jaylen Brown some credit. He understands who he is and how he fits on this team. Yes, we talk about Jason Tatum, and we don't talk about Jaylen Brown all the time, and we don't talk about his ability, obviously, to make plays for others. I mean, yes, sometimes Jason Tatum and Brown get caught into being overly aggressive, or just the decision-making as far as turning the ball over, because when they turn the ball over, Boston Celtics historically don't win. But this last night, he was making the right plays as well as being aggressive, getting into the paint, and he is the 1B to this team. He is very capable. Like you said, Legs, he could take over a game like Jason Tatum, but we always see or talk about Jason Tatum's ability to take over only, and he was great for their team, and they responded to him being the aggressor and not just Jason Tatum.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.